Retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg joins me now. General, the Russians have given up 2 very high-profile prisoners. What do you think they're getting in exchange?
Yeah, Stuart, thanks for having me today. Look, we don't know yet, but they're going to get something out of it. You know, Putin's a pretty hard bargainer to get something. But first, let me say, it's great to get any American home from any type of captivity. I think it's a good move. I think he's going to get something out of it, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's going to affect a lot because those things generally don't. And it's not like it's so high profile that who we give up is that important. He'll probably may get some arms dealers or something like that. But we have to wait and see. We just don't know. But the fact that we're getting Americans home, Boylan and Gershkovich, I think is great.
Yes, indeed.
And we should celebrate that instead of worrying what we give up.
Yes, indeed, sir. Indeed. Iran's Ayatollah has reportedly ordered a direct attack on Israel after the assassination of a top Hamas official. What is the United States' role if Iran does indeed attack Israel directly?
You know, that's a great question. And we should have a role, a very, very important role, but we've kind of abrogated that authority and responsibility by trying to be the middleman in all of this and not do anything. You know, you're good on one end and bad on the other, instead of being full stop behind Israel. You know, I have to go back to 1973 when President Nixon, during the Yom Kippur War, we were very worried about Israel being overcome by the Arab states that they were at war against. And Nixon said, I want to send every piece of equipment we can to Israel and send a very clear message to the surrogates and also to the sponsor, which happened to be Russia at the time. That's what President Biden should do. He should make it very, very clear to Iran, we stand with Israel, full stop. And we would supply them with all the kit they need. You know, Netanyahu, when he came here, brought a list of supplies that he needed to prosecute the war. We should line up all our C-17 transport aircraft, fill it full of kit, equipment, and send it to Israel and tell Iran, back off. You know, they're fighting, the Israelis are fighting a three-front war. When you think they're fighting not only against Hezbollah and Hamas, they're fighting Iran and they're fighting the Houthis out of Yemen. So we should be full stop supportive of them, but we haven't. So because of that, they're fighting on their own. They're going to do very well. I think the Iranians are kind of putting themselves at risk on this one because it proved that last time they didn't do so well. And I think the Israelis will respond again. General, they won't sit this one out again.
Big picture for a second. Our enemies appear to be becoming more aligned. In the last 3 years, Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, they've all come together to challenge American power. We're facing a concerted global challenge. My question is, are we prepared?
No, we're not. And that's because, it's not because of our military state of who we are and what we do. It all comes down very simply to presidential leadership, the guidance that the president provides as commander-in-chief and leader of the national security team. Where do we want to go and what do we want to do? And what you want to do, you want a very, very clear message that's sent to allies and adversaries as well. We are strong. We will respond. Fear us. And we haven't sent that. We haven't sent that message at all. Our adversaries don't respond to kindness. They respond to force and to pressure. And that's what you need to do. But it comes out of one place. It comes out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, the commander-in-chief. You could be the strongest military in the world, but if you're not willing to use it, and you're not willing to use it in either threat or demands, then it means nothing. Nothing to you and nothing to your adversaries.
Fox has learned that President Biden is considering more foreign travel during his final months in office, possibly to Europe, Africa, the Middle East. Biden's foreign trips in the past have not made him appear strong on the world stage. Is this a good idea, traveling in the late months of his presidency?
Well, if you're trying to get travel miles, it's a good idea, but he's irrelevant right now, Stuart. I know that's harsh. I know it sounds partisan, sounds harsh, but I was at an event last night with a lot of ambassadors, foreign ambassadors, and you could see that they've already shifted. We have 6 months of President Biden, but it's an empty suit right now. They see that, the world sees it. We can play this game of, well, he's the President of the United States, it's very important for the next 6 months, but he's not even being president. So he can travel all he wants, but he's considered to be irrelevant at this time. They're looking at the presidential election coming up in a few months, and basically, he's just going to get travel miles. He's going to be greeted nicely, but they're not listening to him. And again, I know it sounds harsh, but I think it's true.
Okay. General, thanks for your opinion. We appreciate it. We'll see you again soon. Thank you, sir.